And it looks like we're going to start off with a game of Dark Draft. And then hopefully we'll be able to shift to random 30 from here. But since there isn't a ton of players in the app right now, we'll just go with whatever games we can find in the meantime. So in this pack, Kong is absolutely incredible. It's by far the best card in this pack. Although Ancient Chant, Watchful Gargoyle, and Noble Unicorn are all fairly good as well. Transform is quite reasonable also. But Kong, being able to put a 13-14 champion in play and remove a gold champion of your opponent, that's just so powerful. Such a powerful effect. Or effects, I should say. But, love that card. It's definitely in my second, it's not in my very top tier, but it's the tier directly below that one. My tier 1 as opposed to S tier. My S tier are the 4 cards in the game that I think are absolutely critical, which I pretty much will always first pick in core only. And those are, in order, Amnesia, Sea Titan, Thought Plucker, and Muse. Those cards are just so powerful that they alter the game around them. So, bottom right, this connection icon is not a good sign. Let's try leaving the game and coming back. But if you have any of those 4 cards, it's just you put yourself in such a great position to win because the effects are just so powerful, they warp the game around them. And then Kong is just one of the straight up strongest cards in the game in core only. Let's try exiting Epic and restarting, see if that helps us. I've been having some issues with the app and games entering this loss of connection state, but we'll see if this resolves it for now. Alright, still showing my connection issues. And by my connection issues, I mean connections with the app, it seems. So let's just try and find a new game. Start with random 30. And then constructed. Huh? Oh, I must only be able to search for one real-time game at a time, which makes sense. So let's do a random 30 duel. And then I guess I can do one of each for duel. Ah, there we go. And we got an actual random 30 game. Excellent. So let's update the overlay real quick. Cool. So this is actually an amazing hand. I'm just going to keep it all. Having Murderous Necromancer with Loyalty to start the game, and Dark Knight, and Erase, and Amnesia. Amnesia you don't really want early, but even at just a draw 2, it's powerful. Just great way to start the game. If my opponent plays something, I'll probably erase it. If they do nothing, I'll just go to turn and play Murderous Necromancer. Yeah, and then we'll go from there. And in random 30, you can't actually click your deck to see what's coming up. So it's theoretically possible that these are my only 3 evil cards in my deck. So that's another reason why I didn't want to risk mulliganing any of them. Although they're all powerful, so I'm happy. Ooh, and it looks like we've got a challenge. Excellent. So we'll play our game with noverb. Alright. So I'm definitely going to get rid of Wolf Companion because it's bad. And I think I want to keep the rest of these. Yeah, and I'll just pass on my turn. I could get rid of Plague and Dark Assassin and try and find something better. And I think I will, actually, because I don't want to rely on the recycle effect. And if I don't have 2 other evil in hand, I don't want to risk keeping a loyalty 2 for it. And yeah, nothing in here is worth playing. So we'll see if noverb does anything on my turn. If he does, I do have either Army of the Apocalypse draw 2, or the Risen, or Lord of the Arena, all as options. Alright. Steel Golem, okay. I can put a Brave Squire in front of that and draw 2. Let's Brave Squire in front of it, just in case he can remove it. Although, in core only, he doesn't have a way to, since he would need Vanishing, since it's unbreakable. So we'll just block with a human token, draw 2 off Army of the Apocalypse, and go from there. One nice thing about Brave Squire is it will probably get me 2 chump blocks against the Sea Titan, since it's unbreakable this turn for the first block, and then I'll have it around next turn for the next block. Alright, then we draw 2, try and find a good play. Jin isn't bad. Excuse me. I'll probably just play Jin and draw a card with it on my turn. Ooh, Cave Troll's nice. So if he removes either of these champions or spends his gold in general, I'll just play my Cave Troll as another potential chump blocker. Yep, that's fine. Alright, cool. I get a block with my human token. I want to save my Cave Troll to block the Crystal Golem, just so he's forced to break it. He can't kill something of mine, like the human token, and then break it to draw 2 cards in addition. Alright, draw on 2. I have either the Risen to throw guys in play, off turn, or stand alone to draw. I'm not a huge fan of my hand right now, so I'd probably just draw. But since he didn't spend his gold, I'm fine with just going to my turn. And let's attack with Jin. See what he does. Courageous Soul would be nice as another way to just chump block the Steel Golem if I need to. My opponent is at 7 cards in hand, so I'm tempted to just play Triceratops. I get another threat inboard and draw a card, and I think I will. And Priest of Kalnor with loyalty isn't bad either. I don't really have anything I'd use it on currently, but we'll see if something does show itself. And that's what's nice about Random 30 is you have no idea what's going to come up. Alright, Cave Troll down. I think I might just Priest of Kalnor to have a blocker, just in case. Yeah. So essentially I'm using a 0 to gain 17 health here. 4 from its tribute, and then 13 when Steel Golem attacks. And then once again, we have either the Risen or Stand Alone. That's annoying. Let's stand alone and draw a hasty retreat. Spike Trap is almost enough, but not quite. Alright. I'm tempted to play my Courageous Soul and attack with it. I don't really see how much value I get. I don't see much value of doing that, though. I might just play Ogre Mercenary and pass, so my Jin can block the Gold Dragon. I want to keep Brave Squire in my discard pile, just in case I have Memory Spirit in my deck. And this is one thing that's nice. Ooh, that works. I can use Strafing Dragon plus Spike Trap to kill the Gold Dragon if I want to, if my Jin gets removed. Let's do this for now. As I was going to say, is one nice thing about Random 30 is if you know the cards that you can expect. Of the 120, that can be quite nice. Alright, there goes Cave Troll. Which is a shame because we could have recalled it with Strafing Dragon. Ooh, attacking together. So I'm gonna block with Jin. Draw. And I'm gonna Spike Trap, but I won't get the recycle because I don't have any cards to recycle. But that's fine. He could remove my Jin here to protect his Gold Dragon, and then there'd be no way for me to finish off the Gold Dragon. But if he did, he would deal no damage, since all of my blockers would be removed, and since the Gold Dragon attack is blocked, it doesn't deal damage to my health either, so his Righteous wouldn't actually be able to get him anything. So one thing I could do is Courageous Soul off turn and then the Risen on turn, and that's a lot of potential damage, especially since I already have a couple champions in play. So that's one potential option. Playing Crystal Golem or Strafing Dragon is also another potential option, particularly Strafing Dragon because it's an airborne champion, so he can get above his blockers. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go with Strafing Dragon here. Start getting some damage in through the air. Alright. And there's a very real chance I attack with both Triceratops and Ogre Mercenary, since I have a blocker left for Steel Golem, and these guys together would break Steel Golem, although we would trade. With the zombie token, that's a lot less valuable, because he could just chump block me. Alright, he showed me Plentiful Dead, and what was that other card? Infernal Gatekeeper, alright. So I could lure the arena, but then it just gets blocked by the zombie. I could bounce his Pyromancer, or the zombie token, I suppose, and just get my Sea Titan in play. Yeah, I think that's all we're gonna do for now. Get Sea Titan in play, remove a zombie from from his side of the board, and now we both have massive untargetable champions. And then this could potentially make Lord of the Arena better at some point. Although we know our opponent has a Plentiful Dead in hand, because they recalled it when playing their Medusa. So we have to be careful about when we play our Lord of the Arena. Alright, he has his own Strafing Dragon. I think I'm going to take it and then just go for the Word of Summoning, Courageous Soul, Crystal Golem, the Risen play. Well, I guess I'm going to Word of Summoning no matter what, so let's see what we find. Ooh, Secret Legion, that's nice. So I think I'm going to open with the Risen, off turn, start making attacks, see if he does anything. If he doesn't, I can then play Courageous Soul into Secret Legion. Alright, let's start attacking. Gonna use the attack separately button here because he'll probably block one zombie with Keeper of Secrets and then hold up his other champions. But we'll see. Plentiful Dead, alright, still nothing that scary. And we don't even have to commit the Secret Legion Courageous Soul here if we don't want to. Well, let's attack with Ogre Mercenary first, because he might block it. Either way, the +2 offense from Courageous Soul on Ogre Mercenary won't really make any difference, because it won't actually let it break any of those champions up there. So that activation means he might be thinking about board clearing to make sure he gets that activation before he loses his opportunity. He's not going to, though. Alright, let's go for it and see what happens. So the reason this works is Courageous Soul is a human token, a human champion, I mean. So Secret Legion gives all human champions blitz and not just human tokens. So this is, what was it, 1822 damage just from 2 cards if there's no blocks. So let's attack with all of these. So if I would have committed the Courageous Soul Secret Legion sooner, I would have done a bit more damage with my Demon and Ogre Mercenary because they weren't blocked. but this plays around him having potential answers to this attack. Alright, Memory Spirit. So he does have 11 in the air, which is a bit terrifying, but still not horrible. Alright, and let's attack with Sea Titan now, because he has to block it. So I'll be removing one of his champions. And now all he has left is the Steel Golem. So I'm going to attack with my Triceratops and a human token to kill that, because he can't afford not to block. Unfortunately, I have very little way to prevent damage. And he has 11, 15 showing with the Memory Spirit and Strafing Dragon, which I can't deal with. And then Pyromancer's coin ability. He did have Fireball, so that's really bad for me, too. Alright. So I'm obviously not going to attack with Priest of Kelnor there, because 3 damage won't do anything. I'm going to be forced to throw my Crystal Golem in front of Steel Golem, and hopefully I draw something. We're not going to convert our gold here first, just in case of like a Mighty Blow. We don't want to show him that we don't have an answer. And if he has Flame Strike in hand, we lose, but there's nothing we can do to play around it at this point. And we can't really play around. If we do nothing, that Keeper of Secrets makes Flash Fire lethal, plus Pyromancer, but we can't play around any of that right now, because we need Priest of Kelnor and Crystal Golem to block those 2 champions. Once again, we want to play around him knowing our gold is down, so that's why we're saving Crystal Golem for the last block. And if he doesn't have a Blitzer, we should be able to kill him on our swing back. Alright, we didn't draw anything that'll help us, unfortunately, so if he has a Blitzer, we lose. He could also just, do that, and then next turn, do that immediately. I can gain just enough health to get us out of range first, though. I could also just turn it. But Lord of the Arena seems better. And let's attack with Lord of the Arena. I don't think we have a better one. Yeah, no. Lord of the Arena is lethal, so a ceasefire by itself won't stop us. And the game is ending at the end of this. Excellent. Priestess Evangeline for the win. So, that game, if I were noverb there, I definitely would have just coined Fireball when I played my Courageous Soul Secret Legion. There was no reason to take that much damage when he had a good answer to it. Sure, the line he took put him in a position to win sooner, which is definitely important, but I had no answer to his airborne champions, so he could have just continued flying over me, as long as he prevented me from getting all of that damage through. Good game, noverb. I was really worried there, glad you didn't have a flash fire or anything. I was talking about how I do think that I probably would have just coined Fireball in your position, just to wipe out all of my humans and my Courageous Soul, just because you did have advantage on the board. And then we would have not gone into the race situation. But as we saw, the game was incredibly close. If I hadn't top-decked Priestess Evangeline, we would have been in very bad shape on our side. Thundaris. Perfect erase target. Yeah, I definitely would have done the coin Fireball. I mean, the play you made almost was enough to kill me because it forced me to go all in with more champions that I could have used to block. Oops. I'll come back to this game later. Well, no, I mean, instead of... I'm not sure I quite follow you when you say that it would have meant losing the golem, because if you would have coined Fireball, I wouldn't have been able to attack with... Yeah, I'm saying I would have coined Fireball instead of playing the Memory Spirit. I would have done that immediately in response to me using Courageous Soul Secret Legion, just because that prevents me from getting damage through with pretty much any of those guys, and it makes it so I largely can't attack. But as I was saying, if I don't attack, that means it's harder for you to attack. Oh, you drew the Fireball from the recycle. Gotcha. Alright. Then that line of play wouldn't have worked from my end, and I think using the Fireball there was fine then. Because saving the Steel Golem definitely had value. It forced me to have an extra blocker. Yeah, no worries. I just assumed it was in your hand. I wasn't thinking about the recycle from your Keeper of Secrets. So yeah, aside from that, I didn't really see anything else I'd noticed that was worth mentioning. You're welcome to challenge me for a rematch. Random 30 is crazy, where it's a lot more luck dependent than other formats. But I still really enjoy it as just a fun game. I am in the queue for a new Random 30 game, but if anyone in stream wants to challenge me, including noverb, for a rematch, I'd be happy to accept. In the meantime, I guess I will take my turns in other games. Alright. Yep. Didn't I block that? I do have health. I could just go, but We have a random 30 game, so let's go to that instead. Alright, so this is the rematch against noverb. First one, we won it by the skin of our teeth, literally at 1 health essentially. So we'll see how this one turns out. So I'm going first. I'm definitely going to mulligan Dark Leader and Hunting Raptors. I don't think they're very strong. I'll probably mulligan Lord of the Arena as well, keeping my Lurking Giant and Zombie Apocalypse. Unless I draw something better, I'm not going to play anything on my turn, and I'll just pass. Yep, I'm just going to pass. I think I want to just Lightning Storm that. Don't give it the opportunity to draw multiple cards. Obviously this isn't a great trade for me because my opponent drew a card and I lost a card. But I didn't have any better way to deal with that situation. I think I just want to Angelic Protector this down because I have to deal with it eventually, and this lets me deal with it without costing me a card. I could be punished with a follow-up like Rampaging Worm or something, but I'm willing to take that risk in random 30 because the odds of him having a great gold Punisher aren't as good. And this also lets us start to attack in the air. Alright, we take 9. And we get to follow up with Flash Fire on our turn. Or on his turn, either way. And then we'll probably have to Zombie Apocalypse to draw cards. Cave Troll's a bit annoying, though. I might just have to leave my Angelic Protector as a blocker. Now let's draw 2. And we'll just Flash Fire away those zombies. I could have saved it for his turn, and I probably should have, just in case he drops like a Muse or a Thought Plucker against me. In my head, I was playing around Surprise Attack Drinker a little bit, but that doesn't really do much. Alright, that's a bit scary. We do have Lurking Giant to block that one, Angelic Protector to block that, and then get a follow-up with Avenging Angel. Although not blocking Cave Troll definitely has its value. No, we can't take any damage because then double Pyromancer ability kills us, and we can't gain enough health before that. So we'll definitely block here. Because if we don't block there, noverb can just play use Pyromancer's coin ability to bring us down from 7 to 3. Alright, that's terrible for us, but alright, we basically just, he can't have removal. If he does, we lose. If he doesn't, we win. Or at least we're in a much better position. Alright, he had it, so essentially we lose. Because currently there's no way for me to kill that Pyromancer. Like, Recall and Lightning Storm doesn't do it, so I just have to play Noble Unicorn and hope to gain either removal or health gain. And we did draw removal, so that's good. So I could either Plague... Nah, we're definitely going to Flame Strike. And I don't really want to attack with anything because of ambush champions. But I do have to start putting pressure on because it's only a matter of time before he either draws a final task or a burn spell like Forked Lightning or his own Flame Strike or anything like that. So I don't want to let him just end the turn. Alright, yeah, there we go. Nothing we could do about that situation. I don't think we made any particular mistakes. We could have just taken the 3 from the, what's it called, Thrasher Demon. But that seems like a really weak line of play. Yeah. That game, Noverb just had basically every answer he needed. So some games of Random 30 are less exciting than other games, but still interesting to see how that plays out. If anyone in chat wants to play, feel free to challenge me. Otherwise, I can go into the rubber match with Noverb. So if you're listening, Noverb. Yeah, I figured that might be the case, but Bitten was definitely the play there. Oh yeah. So yeah, if you want to go to a game 3, alright. And let's see where the cards take us this time. So, wow. I mean, I'm gonna... Actually, I might just keep Rally the People as a blocker. Yeah, this is a pretty great hand. Literally 5 good cards, 3 of which have great synergy with good, and a draw 2, an Angel of Mercy. Very solid hand. Let's open up with a White Knight, show the Feint and the Palace Guard, hide our Angel of Mercy and Rally the People. And let's go in and hope he does not have Lurking Giant. If he does, we can commit our Rally the People and Unquenchable Thirst to kill it, but hopefully we don't have to. Generally, I like just dropping the White Knight and passing, but I've been getting punished by Ceasefire a lot in Constructed, so I don't really want to do that here. Excellent, and we get 9 damage through. A good start. Do you want to use a 0 to draw to gain 5 health? I don't think we need to. Yeah. We'll take the 5 here. If we really want to, we could White Knight kill the Dark Knight, but probably won't want to. Like, just attacking for 9 is almost certainly better. Blue Dragon, alright. So I'm probably just going to feint to draw 2. Yeah. Alright. Winter Fair is a pretty nice draw. Okay, and we have Rally the People for that, if he has the loyalty, but he does not. Alright, alright. Let's go to turn. Gold Dragon is a nice draw. So I'm tempted to just Palace Guard either of those champions. Although Winter Fairy is definitely viable, so is Gold Dragon. A lot of options here. Unfortunately, I can't do 2 damage with Unquenchable Thirst yet, so that doesn't really do much for me. Yeah, I'm just going to attack with White Knight. If he wants to block with both, I'll trade. That's fine. If he blocks with just Warrior Golem, I'll just Palace Guard the Blue Dragon. Alright. And now we have a blocker for the Dark Knight. And two things that might break, so we can use our Angel of Mercy. Alright. And we do have Gold Dragon for some health gain. We will block here, since we survive. He has to commit another card for us to lose it. Alright, that's fine. We'll just drop the Angel of Mercy, get back our White Knight, use it to break his Infernal Gatekeeper, and we're in good shape. Draw a card. Let's show him Thundaris and rally the people. Because I want to hide the Resurrection and the Gold Dragon. Let's break the Infernal Gatekeeper immediately. And let's... Options. I could just pass since I'm fairly far ahead. And I think I'm going to. I don't want to walk into a Spike Trap, or fly into a Spike Trap with Angel of Mercy, or just like a Memory Spirit, etc. While his goal is up, if he does nothing... Yep, there's the Memory Spirit. So I think I'm just going to Gold Dragon here and gain a ton of health. Well, not a ton of health, but a significant amount. And I will probably just rally the people here to gain an extra 1 health. Ooh, and now I can attack with Angel of Mercy. Hopefully he doesn't have a Spike Trap. I do have Human Token to block, so let's attack with Palace Guard. Gain a bit more health. And let's hope he doesn't have Spike Trap. Because he needs exactly Spike Trap. Alright. Not bad. So he probably board clears here, but then I can just follow... Okay. Yeah, we just had an absolutely incredible draw that time. Yeah, these have been less back and forth than I have had frequently, but... As in this game, I basically just had an absolutely insane, like, constructed level hand. And then last game... noverb just had all the answers and enough burn to finish me off. So this is a very good demonstration of the potential lopsidedness of Random 30. But like I said, you can have some really good games as well. Ooh, and it looks like Ashman69 is back. So I do have Pack Alpha now too, but I do think Murderous Necromancer is just really good to establish. And we know that he had that Thundaris that we returned, so if he wants to play that again, if Ashman does, we can just break it with Murderous Necromancer next turn. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, the Memory Spirit block was a bit confusing. But yeah, that deck was essentially constructed quality on my end, opening with 5 good cards, and yeah. I had the Resurrection in hand too in case you board cleared me, so I could have just got back my Angel of Mercy and then White Knight again, and it was gross. Alright, so it looks like our opponent is here, so let's see how much we can get into this game of Random 30. Basically, Our opponent started with a turn 1 Thundaris, which I'm not a huge fan of because of, like, exactly erase. Getting erased turn 1 means that I went up a card in hand, my opponent did literally nothing. Net, that is. Let's draw 2 here. Ooh, Army of the Apocalypse is interesting, especially because we have Amnesia and Dark Knights, and we have our plan. As we recycle, we want to make sure we avoid recycling champions, so we can eventually hit our opponent with a big Amnesia Army of the Apocalypse turn. I did not realize that we drew Corpse Taker. Playing Corpse Taker to return Murderous Necromancer and just replaying that would have definitely been a strong turn instead of Dark Knights. But this also works. So essentially our Dark Knight cost our opponent at least 1 card so far to prevent them from taking 5 damage, which is reasonable. And it'll probably draw at least 1 more card, like a Flash Fire or something along those lines on my opponent's turn, or a Blue Dragon or something. And now we get to just play our Pack Alpha to establish further. And we're going to hold on to our Cave Troll in case we're going up against Thought Plucker or Sonic Assault or just mass AoE banish, anything like that. Angel of Light, sure. We'll see if he has loyalty. Angel of Mercy, that's a good thing to know. And Inheritance of the Meek, alright. So I don't want to play my Cave Troll while Inheritance of the Meek is up. I'm just going to have to take 5 from the Angel because I'm not going to spend my gold first. It was Inheritance of the Meek and Angel of Mercy. So we're going to make sure we absolutely hold our Amnesia until our opponent plays their Angel of Mercy, or we Army of the Apocalypse, whichever one we want to do first. Yep, we'll take 5. If they do something like Mighty Blow, we can always just Wave of Transformation. But we're pretty decently ahead on board with a Pack Alpha that will continue to make wolves as well as a Dark Knight. So we'll eventually win this race, theoretically, if nothing changes. And we will block with a wolf token, because we have another wolf token as a chump blocker if we need it. Attacking with a human does suggest that we're going to get board cleared. Because if you're going to kill all the champions in play, attacking with a 1/1 on the off chance your opponent doesn't block has no downside. Especially since if you've already attacked with everything that can get through, attacking with your human basically gives your opponent the only chance they have before you board clear. Alright, there we go. And that's why I did not play Cave Troll there, because I did not want it to get caught up in a Wave of Transformation. We want to save our army for and actually using it eventually, since we have Amnesia. I want to save our Wave of Transformation because that's even safer than Hurricane, so that's why we're using Hurricane to draw. And now we do have the evil to be able to just Corpse Taker back our Murderous Necromancer, and that will probably be the play. Well, let's attack with our wolves first and see what happens. Give our opponent a chance to use their gold first. And they did. Interesting. So I have no way to punish that, but they have nothing in their discard pile, so I'm fine with it. So I'll just let him block, lose a wolf, then I'll attack with second wolf, and then I'll Corpse Taker back Murderous Necromancer and play it. And I'll take 4 damage on my turn when he attacks, but that's fine. And then we do, I could also just play Thought Plucker since my opponent's at 3 cards, but I don't want them to be able to discard a good champion to force me to use my Amnesia now to prevent Angel of Mercy from bringing back that good champion. Yep, and I'm once again going to hold on to my Cave Troll because I don't need it to pressure the board right now. There's already plenty of incentive for my opponent to board clear me. And once again, I'm not going to spend my gold first here. If I absolutely have to, I can Wave of Transformation. I could Ceasefire, but I'd rather Thought Plucker with my opponent at 4 cards in hand. So it's a bit more greedy than just playing Ceasefire. But I like greed. If my opponent doesn't spend their gold, I can just Murderous Necromancer. Alright, there's Thundaris again, so we will Thought Plucker. And then we'll probably break the Thundaris and banish it with Corpse Taker to keep the Angel of Mercy as just a 4/5 champion. Yeah. When we want to do that first, because just in case they have an off-turn board clear, we want to make sure we get this off. And that Dark Assassin means we can even kill the Angel of Mercy if we want. But we'll see what happens after the Thought Plucker attack. Alright, there's Wave. So I'm probably just gonna play a Tri-Horror. Yeah, it's our best establishing champion we have. And it's a terrible establishing champion because it gets me nothing. If it gets bounced, i.e. returned to hand or banished or anything like that. But it's really powerful if they can't return it to my hand or banish it. As a 12/12 breakthrough, that if it breaks I get 3 demons. And my opponent's already used Wave of Transformation and Inheritance of the Meek, so the odds of them having another banish AoE clear are pretty low. I guess I just draw cards here. If nothing else, I can push for a draw out victory, since I have an Amnesia. And I'm going to attack with a wolf in addition to my Tri-Horror here, to play around the possibility of lying in wait, especially since I have so many wolves. Just throwing one away isn't that big a deal for me. So if my opponent did happen to have lying in wait, they would also need like a Flash Fire. Alright. And then we can just respond with our Gold Dragon to get 6 damage and 6 health in the air. I'm still not going to play my Carousel just because I don't have to. And I'm going to get rid of Jungle Queen since we don't really need it right now. So I think my opponent's major mistake this game was just turn 1 playing Thundaris. Me being able to erase that has just put me in such a dominant position this entire game. So I could block with this Vampire Lord, but I don't feel like I need to. I could have also just drawn since my opponent spent their gold. I'd rather just be able to attack back since I have a recurring source of health gain. There is an argument to amnesiaing now, just to turn off all of my opponent's recall effects. Not recall, recycle effects. But I don't think that's really worth it at this point. Alright. I'm not playing around lying in wait now because I still have 3 demons that can attack afterwards, so I don't have and my gold dragon doesn't have an on break effect, so getting it lying in waited is a lot less devastating than getting a tri-horror lying in waited. And then this just gets the most damage possible through. Secret Legion. Yeah, I think I'll just lightning storm all of those guys down. Prevent them from blocking. In that situation, I almost certainly would have drawn 2 instead. Taking 10 damage is a really big deal for my opponent, which is really bad for them. But you really need cards in hand, and getting a board clear would do a lot better for you than just chump blocking some of that damage. Especially since I was able to prevent the chump blocks anyway. And we are playing Cave Troll here. Because we have Worm Hatchling to help us reestablish, and we do want to block this Vampire Lord at this point. And looks like we got there. Looks like we might have someone coming, but we'll see. So while we wait for our potential next challenger, I'll probably just re-enter the cube, or I can just play out some of my games with Rob and Darwin. I think I want to hasty retreat here, force them to spend their gold, even though it draws them a card. And then I can play Memory Spirit in response, and go back to getting them. With my core Skyforce deck, or my modified Skyforce deck, I'm not sure. Wait, alright, I spent my gold on that. Yeah, I'll block. Save myself some damage. And I don't want to go down to 9 health, so I'll block here. start by attacking with Thought Plucker. And we can really devastate his hand now with both Thought Plucker and Sonic Assault. This is a Dark Draft. Alright. So we're back up there. Let's see if... Well, I'll challenge them and see if they respond. Alright. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Alright, and then while we wait for that, I'll just re-enter the random 30 real-time queue to see if there's anyone waiting for a game. I wonder if I can also be in the dual random 30 queue. I can. Excellent. So we'll give it a little bit of time here to see if anyone wants to join, if anyone's in the queue for either the random 30. After that, I will, well, once again, I'm still happy for anyone in chat. If they would like to play, feel free to challenge me at TomEpicGamin is my in-game name. Ooh, I should probably change my title for this stream to Random 30 Stream Snipe Session. Snipe Part 1. What? Seems to be an issue with that. Whatever. Let's accept this challenge. And then we'll just leave the queue for these other ones. So if you are in here, Azgadil, good luck, have fun. Feel free to stay in chat if you would like. Ooh, a fairly decent hand. I think I'll just attack with Dark Knight. Pass. If they do nothing, I can surprise attack Pack Alpha on my turn. Keeping Courageous Soul is incredibly... what's the word I'm looking for? Greedy. I mean, it goes great with Pack Alpha, but it's not a draw 2, and Flash Fire is the only draw 2 in my hand. So I'm going to get rid of that. Be a little bit less greedy. That's a good draw. Because draw 2s are incredibly important in Random 30, especially drawing with them, because if you don't, you can very easily run out of cards. Alright, let's see if it'll let me change my name again. Oh, good, it looks like it went through. Excellent. Alright, and we'll just pass. If they play something, I can Pack Alpha, or I might just Divine Judgment to draw 2. So I can surprise attack Pack Alpha. No. I'm going to be greedy and hold on to my surprise attack, and I will play my Pack Alpha to put on some additional pressure. Pack Alpha is a really nice establishing champion in core set that doesn't rely on drawing cards like Triceratops or Raging T-Rex. I think it's a definitely underestimated card. I really, really like it. Because they have to remove it or continue to flood the board with wolf tokens. And if they do remove it, at minimum, I got 2 wolves for it. And we're just going to pass here. We'll take 5. My opponent might board clear me. If they do, I'll probably just Divine Judgment to draw 2. I want to save the Flash Fire if possible for like a Muse or Thought Plucker. Alright, I'll draw 2 as well. And then I'll attack with Dark Knight after making more wolves with Pack Alpha and go from there. Alright, down goes Dark Knight. Soul Hunter's interesting. Especially with surprise attack. But it's very possible we just flash fire to draw 2 here, so we have surprise attack Soul Hunter if we want it. So I think I'm gonna hold back Thrasher Demon, since we have a lot of pressure already. Yeah. If our opponent wants to spend their gold, I might do something, but I'm happy with how we are positioned currently. We'll be going down to 17 if our opponent wants to attack with our Angel of Light, but I'm fine with that. Alright. Yep. I will take it. If they want to pass, that's fine with me. I'll just go and keep attacking with my ever-expanding horde of wolf tokens. Alright, looks like they might want to go face. Surprise attack, alright. Okay, just killing the wolf. And surprise attack our Soul Hunter in. Make 2 more wolves, and let's attack with Soul Hunter first, just in case of like a ceasefire or an ice drake. We want to make sure we get that 5 damage in. And then we have ceasefire for our opponent's turn if we want it. And we currently have 14 damage showing, with 3 more from Thrasher Demon and 2 more from Flashfire. If I were my opponent, ooh, he has his own Soul Hunter. That's interesting. His own surprise attack Soul Hunter. I'm gonna Ancient Chant here. Since there's no vanishing, there's... Ooh, that's a good draw. And there isn't anything I could do to remove that Soul Hunter before it could block. But at least we can Guilt Demon if we want. Ooh, that's interesting. We're very low. I think I'll just hold back Guilt Demon as a blocker. Unless we have enough damage. Yeah. Guilt Demon plus Flashfire is lethal if they have nothing. And let's get rid of his Flashfire. Alright, and that's game. Pack Alpha doing work. And that's another reason why we held our Flashfire, just in case. So, let's see. What I thought was the misplay, well, what I thought was the play that I would not have done is hunting raptors on my turn to kill a wolf token. I probably would have saved that as an off-turn play. You could either block a wolf token and then kill another wolf token, or just go face, since I was fairly low. But overall, the Pack Alpha was just able to go wild and throw a ton of wolves into play and use those to get a lot of damage through. So it really showed the power of Pack Alpha, which is a nice thing about Random 30 is you might not have seen that otherwise, because a lot of people do undervalue it, but it can really put on a lot of pressure. Like the Pack Alpha, I believe, did 3 sets of 3 that turn, 2 sets of 3, so like 15 damage or something. Somewhere around 15 damage, which is really impressive for one card. So it just really showed the power of Pack Alpha. Yeah. Yeah, Pack Alpha is no joke. Yeah, I also had Guilt Demon, which I drew into off the recycle or something. Thrasher Demon was great. Flash Fire. Really powerful cards. If you'd like to go into a game 2, feel free to challenge me to a rematch, see how the cards fall in that random 30. But the only questionable play I saw there was the Hunting Raptors. Like, I might have used Chomp just to kill off the Pack Alpha, which seems fairly weak, but just being able to prevent me from continuously getting that value definitely has value. Although by the time you could have used Chomp, I'd already gotten 4 wolves since I used it after your Angel of Light, so I'm not sure quite how valuable that would have been. So it's really hard to give advice in random 30, I'm finding, because you have no idea what your opponent has at that point. So like I said, feel free to give me another challenge if you want a rematch. In the meantime, I will look for other random 30 games and make my moves against Rob. Yep, so I'm just going to Memory Spirit and start pressuring him in the air again. I want all of these cards. I think I want Brave Squire the most, though. So I can Brave Squire Gold Dragon. Yeah. Ooh, and I drew a Hasty Retreat, so that's nice. So hopefully Memory Spirit gets through. If it does, I can just pass. Otherwise, I can Gold Dragon Brave Squire. Or just Gold Dragon if my opponent spends their gold. Alright. So I could Sonic Assault, but I definitely think I have to actually do something here. So let's start by attacking with that, because we always want to do that. I definitely think I want to play Palace Guard. And I think I'll just play Keeper of Secrets as a blocker. Yeah. And if our opponent wants to board clear here, we have either Sonic Assault or Thought Plucker to keep attacking his hand. Alright, let's see if I can find anyone else for some more games. Currently in the queue for 2 random 30s. Alright, looks like we get another rematch from Noverb. Let's see how this goes. So this isn't a very impressive hand. I mean, I have a lot of really powerful zeros. Oh yeah, thanks for the game, Azgadil. I had a lot of fun. Always happy to play. So I think I'm going to get rid of Strafing Dragon and Watchful Gargoyle and hold on to these 3. I'll just play Warrior Golem to start, and I have Resurrection, which I might use to draw. Ooh, I'll play Demon Breach. I like Demon Breach. Demon Breach has actually had a role in multiple of my Dark Draft games recently, and I've lost every single one of them, and that's a lot of potential damage. So I think I'm gonna play Warrior Golem. I think I just have to take the 6 here. My opponent plays Triceratops, and then I think I have to just break it with Inner Demon. Yeah. Inner Demon here does not seem like a game-winning line. Yep. So we're going to draw 2. Ooh, Angel of Death is interesting. So I think I'm going to attack with each of these individually, and then I'll Angel of Death to clear the board, after getting potentially 8 damage through. Ooh, that's really good for me. I'll happily trade 4 damage to be able to completely clear his board with his gold. And I do want to play Angel of Death over Hurricane, because the Hurricane's a draw 2. And this I actually get a body in play. An airborne body, although he does have Forked Lightning. But then I can Word of Summoning afterwards, so that's fine. Yeah. If my opponent does Fork Lightning on their turn, I get to respond with Standard Bearer plus Word of Summoning, although I'll probably do Word of Summoning first in case I get a better play. Necromancer Lord, alright. Let's see what he wants to bring back. Succubus and Wither in hand, okay. Triceratops, alright. Ooh, I really don't want to play either of these because of Forked Lightning. And I do need to kill that Murderous Necromancer and that Triceratops. I could Standard Bearer, draw out the Forked Lightning on both, attack with a human, get damage on that Triceratops, and then Hurricane, but that doesn't seem very good. I think I'm just going to Secret Legion for guys, and then if my opponent blocks one of the humans, I can Hurricane. If he uses his gold immediately to kill Angel of Death and deal 5 damage to my face, I could drop Standard Bearer and do a very significant amount of damage. But that probably isn't quite good enough. So essentially I went with the Secret Legion play here to play around the Forked Lightning. Yep. He might have done 5 damage to my face even if I had played my Word of Summoning, but I feel like this is better. It's tempting to just Inner Demon the Triceratops and Flash Fire, but that doesn't seem great either. I definitely think I attack with all of these guys first. Well, I guess if I was playing Inner Demon, I wouldn't attack first. Wither, alright. So that means I will Inner Demon the Triceratops and Flash Fire. So I wasn't thinking about Wither, obviously, when I played my Secret Legion, but I think this still works. I suppose I Flash Fire first, because I have no reason not to. Yeah. Kill off that murderous Necromancer, and then get me a demon. Alright. Then I can Word of Summoning off turn to add another demon. Same with Standard Bearer again, now that Fork Lightning is down. My opponent does have Succubus, so they might force me into a Hurricane. Try Horror. And Final Task. Oh, that sucks for me. Because my opponent can Final Task either Strafing Dragon or Necromancer Lord, and both of those are horrible situations for me. How much damage can I put into play? That'd be 6, 7, 8, plus 8 is 16. I don't think I win by using Hurricane here. Just doesn't seem to do enough for me. And I think I do want to get rid of my Angel of Death so my opponent can't Final Task that either. So yeah, let's see what I draw first. Get rid of the Angel of Death so that can't be used against me. And I feel like I'm more likely to want Secret Legion than Inner Demon, although Secret Legion is not as good a card as Inner Demon. Just for the chance to do potentially more damage. Pyromancer is interesting. That's less damage overall, and it can't kill that. Yeah, let's take it. Go with Standard Bearer. Try and win like this in a race. Ooh, that would have been really nice to have before. I guess I want to attack with the demons first. It's possible that I need to Hurricane this turn. Because we know the Final Task is a potential card. Final Task is really not good to see for us. So that's 8, 14, 16. But we already got that through. We could Pyromancer and just hit him and force him to have an answer if he takes all of this. He has Final Task, but that's not an answer. And the other card was what? Try Horror, that doesn't do anything. Alright, there's the Final Task. Ooh, the greed on this guy. He wants to block my human token first before he activates it. Let's see. If I kill that, that's 8 damage, brings him down to 7. Which isn't quite enough. But I think denying him a champion is worth it. Since he's already used Forked Lightning and Strafing Dragon, he would need another burn card to make Succubus lethal. Yeah. And this gives me a blocker too, just in case. So we do have 2-turn lethal here, if our opponent doesn't remove Pyromancer. And if they do remove Pyromancer, then we can potentially kill him with our other champions in play. This is one of the more interesting random 30 games, because you have no idea what your opponent has. So, Amnesia, that's fine. He must be digging for something. And by something, I obviously mean like a burn card or literally anything better than in his hand right now. But yeah, the balls on him trying to get the block in with the Necromancer before using it. I like it, but it cost him. Basically, it relied on me having no fast removal in hand, which, that's a big gamble, since my gold was up. Using that to deny him any champion and a block is amazing for me. So yeah, I definitely think that was too greedy. Because basically, the worst case scenario is I remove it. The best case scenario is he saves 3 damage. I don't think 3 damage is worth it there. If my gold was down, sure, I would try for it. But since my gold was up, the risk was just really, really big. And it looks like he doesn't have burn, so we lucked out there. And our opponent seems to have something. He might be afraid of my burn, which is why he's not attacking. Because if I had Flame Strike and he attacks, I just win. So he might have the burn kill in hand, but he's trying to figure out the best way to do it without me being able to kill him. Like, even if I had Fireball, that would also be lethal, with Fireball plus Pyromancer, but I don't, and I'm not going to Hurricane here because I'm just going to hope he doesn't have removal. Not removal, burn. Since I don't see how I win if I Hurricane to remove his Succubus now. So it looks like I have to Hurricane here. Wait, he's attacking as a group? Why? I am super confused here. Ah, gotcha. He tried to attack separately. Which I can probably play around the fact that I would have had to Hurricane here to prevent it from happening. So well, I can try. Since I'm dead on board, if you did. So yeah, I guess I just have to Hurricane here. Unless I want to try and draw my way out of this. So what draws save me? Well, actually, not exploiting the fact that he attacked with all those together. Flash Fire or Wither. Hasty Retreat. Yeah, that seems... Ugh, but the other way is really bad too. So I have to Hurricane. It's whether I go for the risk and draw 2, needing to draw... This seems really bad, but I don't think I want to take the risk. And play the Courageous Soul. Attack, bring him down to 3 hopefully, and then pass probably. Although I might want to stand alone. Okay, yeah. After blockers, I'll use stand alone in case I get like a Brave Squire or something. I didn't, but... Now we do have Angel of Mercy lethal. If he removes my Courageous Soul. And like I said, these are the crazy games, is when you get these scenarios where both people are at 3 health, low in cards on hand, and either a top deck burn spell wins the game, or yeah, just craziness. I am threatening lethal with my Courageous Soul, so noverb does have to do something, or I win on my turn. And I have Zombie Apocalypse to potentially remove any threats, or Angel of Mercy to reestablish if he board clears me or something. Or draw 2, but I don't see any situation where I draw 2 as opposed to playing Angel of Mercy here. Well, I guess if he draws 2, I'll probably draw 2. And yeah, if we would have drawn 2, we would have lost. Because neither of these things would have saved us against that board. He has Banishment and Inheritance. So who has the zombie advantage? He has 1, 2, 3 zombies. I get 1, 2, 3 zombies. So neither of us would have the zombie advantage. Oh wait, no, he would have 4 zombies to my 3, so I don't want to do that. So I could chump block with the Angel. Once again, I could try the zombie draw 2, but I don't think I want to. So yeah, I'll chump block with Angel of Mercy and hold on to Zombie Apocalypse. Ooh, Ogre Mercenary really sucks for me. And like I said, the entire premise of this is that you may stream snipe me if you want, so if he is, that's fine with me. I think I Zombie Apocalypse a draw here, and then just throw down a White Dragon. Although I know my opponent has Banishment, and what was the other one? Inheritance of the Meek. Inheritance of the Meek doesn't do anything. I could also just hold on to Zombie Apocalypse. Use it off turn, but that doesn't seem very good. I think I want to draw. Ooh, excellent, excellent. We drew burn, so if our opponent can't kill us before we can use our gold next turn, we win. And I will be dropping White Dragon. Well, I'm not doing it until he spends his gold in case he has like a Psionic Assault. Because then I can hold on to my Forked Lightning. And also in general, if my opponent just doesn't spend their gold, that's fine with me. Which is why I almost always play my zero cost champions after when I... Alright, let me slow down a second. When I have a zero cost champion I plan on playing and not attacking with, I want to spend my gold, I will spend my gold first. Oh, come on! Alright, that's game. Oh well. You definitely played Drain Essence there, so it's like I'm not gonna fall in for anything. Whether or not you're watching the stream, you play Drain Essence there. But yeah, I can't... Well, I guess I can survive by chumping the the White Knight. And then Forked Lightninging the Ogre Mercenary and face to try and make Flame Strike lethal for me. Alright, Feint does it, yeah. You got me. Good game. But I'm going out my old way. So that was a good game. Anything that I noticed that I would have done differently? Well, obviously the Necromancer Lord play. I definitely don't agree with that. Because once again, as I said, saving 3 damage, the potential to save 3 damage with the potential of losing a champion is just way too huge for me. Way too huge a risk while my gold is up. If my gold is down, sure. But yeah, that's the one play that I definitely think was way too greedy on my end. Is there anything I should have done differently? Possibly using my Secret Legion to draw 2 when I put out the 6 humans would have been better. Just because I knew he had Wither in hand, but I forgot to take that into consideration because I was playing around Forked Lightning primarily instead. Yeah, I think that's the one major play on my end. But yeah, aside from that, those are the 2 plays that I was most suspect about. Not using Necromancer Lord immediately, and me using Secret Legion to put out guys when I knew my opponent had Wither. So yeah, aside from that, really good game. That was a really fun random 30, really back and forth. Played some cards in ways that wouldn't normally be played. And now we'll go into the MJiggy or MJiggy game. This is a pretty amazing hand. Soul Hunter obviously isn't great. I could hold it just in case my opponent has Psionic Assault or Thought Plucker, but I think I'm going to get rid of it. Amnesia, I think I want to hold on to since I have other draws. Yeah. I mean, I could just try and draw over to discard my Soul Hunter, but I don't really like that. Yeah, I can understand you wanted to eke out the value for it, but while my gold is up, just seems way too risky for me. Alright, no worries. So I'm definitely gonna... Oh, it's my opponent's turn first. I still would have done the same thing, because I can transform if I have to. And then I'll Winterfell on my turn. And like I said, I'm fine if he wants to listen in, since this is more about learning than me desperately trying to win, but either way, whatever you want to do is fine with me. At the bare minimum, if you do listen, and I'll type this in chat in case you're not listening, I'll just try and use card positions, especially since my cursor is actually on the screen now. So I won't say the name of the cards I'm going to play. Talking about my future plays. If you want to keep audio on. So yeah, off turn I have this just in case. Otherwise I'll probably do that on the far right. That option there. On my turn I'll be playing that almost certainly. And we'll go from there. Sounds good to me. That's disappointing. Normally I would mulligan very hard in random 30, just because I want to try and hit decent draws, and I have no idea what I might have in my deck. So yeah, Winter Fairy is a great establishing champion for me. And we did draw a really powerful card here. And also, when I mulligan, I usually just ignore the health loss, because while it does have some relevance... Gotcha. Alright, I gotcha. Yeah, there's a lot of hands that are fairly bad for going first, and just accepting the loss of a card to not lose tempo end card is sometimes the correct play. And I do it fairly often. So once again, I'll either use this card here if I have to, otherwise I'll use the card on my far right, both of which are fine options off turn. There's a little bit of a delay, so I'm going to guess you want me to repeat the part about passing with your gold up on the first turn of the game. So what I was talking about is if I don't have an establishing champion, i.e. a champion like Winter Fairy or Pack Alpha, basically a champion that gains me value even if it's removed, I will just pass my turn without spending my gold on the first turn of the game, as you did, just because I don't want to get further behind than I have to from the start of the game. Ooh, I will use that as well. But basically, I don't want to put myself in a position where like a surprise attack Sea Titan completely blows me out and I lose the game immediately, as opposed to just letting my opponent have a card and go to their turn. So I would have done exactly what you did. If I don't have one of those establishing champions, just let my opponent go to turn. Alright. So I was hoping to draw another one of these cards to make that active, but I didn't. I don't really want to use this card because... Ooh, I could just do that. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, I'm bouncing my Muse so I can get my Sea Titan in play without giving my opponent the ability to replay their Palace Guard. Which, while Palace Guard doesn't really do a ton against Sea Titan, because Palace Guard can't target the untargetable Sea Titan, my opponent being able to play Palace Guard at a later point is a very strong play, and I don't want to give them that play later. And if I don't use any of my cards in hand, I will discard a card rather than playing my Muse, because I don't want to expose it to removal, because it is such a powerful card. I would rather just lose a card now than potentially lose my Muse. And we definitely want to keep these cards because I want to activate this at some point. So, alright. So, unless your hand is no draw twos, I would have definitely spent my gold there. If you have no ambush champions or no draw two, then obviously you can't. But whenever I spend my gold, you 100% want to spend your gold if able. Because if you don't, you can just get really far behind. There are a few exceptions to this rule. But if you have a draw two, they're very rare. So I'm going to discard Apocalypse here, because I have other cards that can work similarly, that can work in a matter that is close to Apocalypse. Similarly, that's the word I was trying to say. But yeah, off turn, yep, Angel of Death, strong play, explains not using your gold to put an ambush champion in play. Ogre Mercenary, alright, alright. I'm going to play a draw 2 anyway, so I'm going to use it here. Alright. I'm not going to trade my Muse with that, and taking a 3 isn't that big a deal, so... And I think I do want a board clear here. My opponent has enough resources in play to make it worthwhile. Enchant, alright. So I could play... I think I will play Muse here now. Just because I don't want to discard any of the other cards in my hand. Like before I had a card I was fine discarding, now I don't really. And my opponent's gold is down, so he has to use his gold here to get rid of it if he wants to, if they want to. Alright, that's fine. I'm just going to apply some pressure here. And I am going to spend my gold first, because I want to make sure that my opponent can't use that ability to get like a burrowing worm or something in play for free. Alright, cool, I can say he then. I'm just going to pass here with my guy still able to attack. If he spends his gold, then I'll attack with my demons. If he doesn't, he saves himself 10 health but doesn't develop the board any further or draw any cards. Alright, that's fine. It's not a bad turn for my opponent either. And yeah. That's one nice thing about what's-her-face. Jungle Queen is... It is very incentivizing when your opponent plays that to use your gold first to remove it before they can use their gold, which then allows plays like that Hurricane to completely wipe my board. I think I'm going to transform here. I like having it as backup, but I want the tempo to be able to just play an establishing champion on my turn instead of removal. And I think I'm going to play the Pack Alpha here. I have enough cards in hand that playing an establishing champion that draws me a card has less impact than playing an establishing champion that gets me 2 other champions in play. And I also have this. I would like to play into this. So I think Pack Alpha's the better play in this situation. And then I have this card just in case I need to save myself in dire situations. And then this card could be very nice down the road. But I'm a big fan of Pack Alpha. And if absolutely needed, this card could win us the game down the road as well. Which is why I do want to save it till later unless something comes up that really forces me to use it. But this card also makes me not want to use it. So, lots of things to consider. Yep. Dark Leader is known as one of the worst cards in the game, but in Random 30, an ambush champion that can continue to put power in play isn't as bad as it could be. So, especially when you have this many cards in hand, using your gold to put in a champion as opposed to drawing has value. And now, my opponent can, for any of his human champions, they're now evil. So if he plays a Time Walker, Time Bender, anything like that, then essentially he can reveal evil cards in addition to the other color for loyalty. So if he plays like a White Knight, he could reveal both good and evil cards to trigger its loyalty. So how do I want to do this? I kind of want to use this card on my turn, but I think I would rather try and apply pressure instead. I will have to find removal for the Pack Alpha eventually. But if I can put enough pressure in play to force my opponent to remove it, that's also valuable. To board clear, that is. And remove their own Pack Alpha. Which is my Pack Alpha, but you know what I mean. And Turn is also just a much better card in Random 30 as well, because there's significantly less bounce effects guaranteed to come. Because like in Dark Draft or Constructed, bounce cards like Erase or C-Titan are highly valuable, and if you see them, you generally pick them. Less so the case for Time Walker and Time Bender, but yeah. I have no way to pick bounce effects, so I'm less likely to have one. And the reason I'm double blocking here is I'm stopping 3 damage, and I still only lose 1 wolf, unless my opponent wants to use like a Rage or a Lash, which if they want a Rage or a Lash to do 4 damage, that's fine with me. I'm happy to get that card out of the way. Yep. Alright, I'll go to my turn. With regard to not expending Dark Leader, I guess it gives you another blocker if nothing else. We'll attack with Dark Knight and see what my opponent does. He could just expend the Dark Leader to put a human token in play and block, but then my Noble Unicorn can attack fairly unmolested, and my Wolf. He could block with Dark Leader, but that's not great because Dark Leader dies and Dark Knight lives. Ideally, my opponent will spend their gold first here, so I have free reign to spend mine, but that's unlikely. My opponent will probably take 5 damage here. Alright. I'm not going to spend my gold to remove that. So, options. I could attack with Noble Unicorn and or Wolf Token. Attacking with both plays around lying in wait, but plays into a ambush champion. Seeing as how my opponent played Dark Leader, I'm going to guess that they don't have a great ambush champion. So I'm going to attack with both to play around lying in wait. Oh, crap. Wrong button. So I'll attack with Noble Unicorn first to play around other things. And if I get lying in waited, that's not a huge deal for me. Because I have this card, or this card, or that card. And once again, my opponent wants to spend their gold first. Alright, alright. So attacking in a group wouldn't have given me pretty much anything there, so I'm happy I didn't. I would have just lost my wolf. So it's a good thing I misclicked. And then I get to follow up with this. I could also just use this. Now that my opponent's gold is down, but then I don't have a good off-turn play, really. Although I could have called that off-turn, but I think I want to get some damage in. And draw a card, of course. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm going to hold back my Will Token as a blocker just in case. And now we have this potentially on turn. There's a decent chance I use this to protect myself this turn, or that. I won't use it just to save 5 damage, though. Probably. Yeah, I'll take 5. Alright, he is attacking with Pack Alpha, so I'm expecting a board clear. So I will attack with my Wolf Token. Block with my Wolf Token, I mean. Yep, I'll take the 4, get board cleared, and then play that. I could recall as well, but I want to get actual pressure in now. Force my opponent to do something or take 6 damage a turn. Alright, they had an answer. Play White Knight, draws a card, show Watchful Gargoyle and Divine Judgment, and attack. I don't think my opponent has Lurking Giant, because I think they would have played it already if they did. Probably. Chomp, that's fine. Alright. If my opponent plays nothing here, I play this, just to start that clock up again. If they play something, I probably do that. Alright. Play this, and I want Lying in Wait back. just because that's a great card to protect me from like a steel golem or a lashed rampaging worm that I can't deal with. So knowing I have lying in wait in hand, it will be important for my opponent to remember that I do, so they don't just do a steel golem attack, because then I can just lying in wait if my gold is up. So we attack with our memory spirit. Hopefully my opponent does nothing. If 5 damage gets through, I'm happy to just pass them my turn. Otherwise we have this or that. Alright. Well, we know my opponent has rage and surprise attack. Those are very good things to know. I think I just go in, though. Yeah. No worries, no worries about not listening much. It's a bit hard to listen and play, so... So next turn we are threatening lethal with our Frost Giant, so our opponent has to remove it. And we do have the lying in wait just in case a rage comes our way. And this is a card I could theoretically use. Interesting. So that might mean my opponent has exactly Flame Strike and Flash Fire in hand. Huh. I don't think that's the case, though. Yeah, because Flash Fire's in the discard pile. I'm gonna banish the discard pile here. See if I get something worth playing. Put 2 draw 2s on the bottom, or do I want to potentially play around my opponent having Final Task? I don't think so. So I don't think I play anything here. If I take 5 damage, that's fine. If my opponent wants to buff it, I can lying in wait. Yeah, lying in wait is a great card. I returned it just in case. And in this situation, I'm not playing this because I want to save it in case I had to use that. And I don't want to recall Demon Breach because I don't want to take any damage. I don't want to use those because I want that to be active, so I guess I just draw 2 with Divine Judgment. Alright. Yeah, I'm still going to hold on to this for defense, just in case. Alright, let's go with Frost Giant, forcing them to have an answer or lose. Currently, I am winning, I would say, but it's close enough that either person could win instantly. If my opponent has exactly Flame Strike Fireball, I die. It was definitely greedy attacking with the Hunting Raptors instead of just expending it or using it as a blocker, but I don't necessarily know if it was too greedy. So this is interesting. I have multiple options available to me. I could use this to get back that to deal with that. I could use this, and since my opponent's gold is down, and I think they used Hasty Retreat already, this seems like the best play. Make him unblockable. The only thing that punishes me is hasty retreat, and I think we already saw my opponent use that, but I could be misremembering. Because I think this play plays around the most possible cards. Because if I remove Lord of the Arena and he has another ambush champion, he could block. And literally the only card that saves him there is Hasty Retreat, with his gold down. Did you have another play, or...? So, about that game, let me see if I can remember anything specific that I would have done differently. Turning the Pack Alpha was interesting. I don't know if I would have done that in the same situation, but I wouldn't say it was necessarily wrong, since removing it while you have other cards in play definitely had value. Oh yeah, you couldn't block that turn because I played Deadly Raid to make him unblockable. So... I had that. Any other thing I might have done differently on either side? Yeah, I'm not really remembering anything specifically, but yeah, my Deadly Raid was my play to go for the victory there, since I didn't think you had Hasty Retreat in hand, since that would have been the only card that could have saved you in core set only, with a after your gold is down. Yeah, that's the one I remember for sure. I don't know what else you had in your hand, and you had to deal with the Pack Alpha eventually. It might have... I don't remember what I had in play either, but using turn on my turn to take my Pack Alpha and block a bigger champion and then expend it could have been better use of turn, potentially. Because that can be really powerful. Just steal an opponent's champion for the turn, use that as a blocker, so it will die to your opponent while preventing their damage to go through. And you would have got 2 wolves in the bargain, because you could have expended after blocking. So essentially your turn would have stopped an attack, removed one of my champions, and gave you 2 wolves, which would have been potentially powerful. But I would have been able to expend my Pack Alpha to get 2 more of my own wolves in that situation, so... did you have any questions about that game, or... Since I think that's most of my notes from it. All the notes I can think of, at least. And we'll go to our CGA AGOE 110. In the meantime, see if they're here. So my opponent's going first. I don't want Soul Hunter. I don't want Burrowing Worm. I don't want Rampaging Worm. So I want Establishing Chambers to draw 2s. I will keep the Inner Peace and the Wither, though, since I'm going second. Wither is just a really powerful card. Inner Peace is an off-turn play. Alright, cool. If my opponent isn't here, feel free to challenge me to a rematch, since this game has been waiting for a while. If you are in the channel, CJ Agoe 110, I am available to play the game now. Otherwise, I can just play another game with whoever wants to. If anyone wants a rematch, or I can just re-enter the queues again. Oh, this is the real-time game I tried to do, but was having connectivity issues, so... I don't think that one's going to go anywhere. Oh, maybe it is. But this is a random 30 stream, so I will try and find a random 30 game first.
well, I'm happy to take challenges from anyone in chat. Okay, looks like we might have got another game. So let's go to that one. Yep, alright. And my opponent's going first. This is a pretty nice hand. I might get rid of turn because I'm not a huge fan, and standard bearer, even though it works okay with noble unicorn, but I like these 3 cards a lot. So yeah, let's do this. So if my opponent plays something, I'll play noble unicorn. Ah. Yeah, that game, I joined the Dark Draft a while ago, but I was having connectivity issues, so for one, welcome to the stream, and 2, we can probably just, I can just concede out of that game at some point, and we can start another game eventually later. Since I've gotten some auto picks as well, so it's a lot more fun to Dark Draft when you're actually the one drafting. Yeah, I think something's glitched with the game, so we can deal with it later. Alright, so it looks like CJ Agoe is here. We'll see which game they want to do first, since I'd rather focus on 1 than do 2. So if you are in the stream, CJ Agoe, I guess I can go to that game since they took their move, and right, I shouldn't hit next game. And if they take their move in the other one, I'll just wait in this one. Ooh, Pack Alpha. Alright. I think I'm just going to inner peace and then banishment it. Yeah. Get back my inner peace, draw a card. Not amazing, but not horrible either. Let's see if I can concede out of that jazzbjorn game. Ah, that's not what I wanted to do. No, I can't get to the menu, so that game will just go and auto-pick itself and whatever. Yeah, definitely. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, let me just get you in here so we can have a proper game at some point later. So we don't have to worry about that Dark Draft game. Yeah, we'll just let the Dark Draft game go and then play out that one later. I'm not sure if CJ Agoe 110 is here or not, so jazzbjorn, if you want to play random 30, you're welcome to challenge me. Okay, it looks like he might be here after all. Right, I need to stop hitting next game. Alright, there we go. Ooh, interesting. So I think I'm just going to bin off the White Knight here. Giving them a zombie isn't a huge deal. And I'm not going to just play double unicorn and take it there. So yeah, jazzbjorn, if you want to play a game of random 30, feel free to challenge me. It looks like the 2 games I have currently with CJ Agoe might take a while to actually complete. So if you're actually here and wanting to play right now, I'd be happy to play with you instead. Or if anyone else in stream would like to play, all of you have first dibs. It's one of the perks of actually tuning into the stream. In the meantime, I'll just start taking my moves. Could either play Pack Alpha or Winter Fairy here. If I play Pack Alpha, I could play Worm Hatchling. I kind of like that. And I still have Noble Unicorn for an off-turn play. I'm just going to wither that before it gets out of control. And I guess in the meantime, I'll probably just go back and forth in these two CJ Agoe games. I'm actually going to be right back and grab something real quick. Alright. And looks like we have a game against jazzbjorn. Good luck, have fun. As I said before, you're welcome to stay in chat and watch audio and listen. Watch video and listen to audio at the same time if you want. It's up to you. And let's get going. Let's see. Excellent. Alright. Let's get rid of that card. Good luck, have fun. Because we don't have the loyalty for it. All of these are decently powerful cards, so we'll keep all of that. Okay, that's really good for us. We have 3 really powerful off-turn plays, 2 really powerful on-turn plays. We're in a pretty nice opening position. If our opponent does nothing, we'll go to turn and play that. If our opponent does something, we either have that, which is most likely. Otherwise, this is definitely a possibility, and so is that. Actually, if they play nothing, I could just play this. Alright. Since they just drew, let's get some pressure going. Force them to start having answers. This is one of the risks of using a draw 2 on your turn, is I'm able to establish an establishing champion. Well, I'm able to play an ambush champion and start applying pressure immediately and get the tempo on my side. Sometimes if your hand is fairly weak, using a draw 2 on your turn can be fine because you need to draw powerful cards. But I had one of the perfect cards to punish him in this situation, to punish them. And since I'm ahead on board, I'll pass with my gold up, let them do something to come back into this. If nothing changes, I win in 3 of my turns. If they do something, do something, any one of these 3 middle cards would be powerful in response. Alright. Yeah, I'll play Jungle Queen. Draw a new card. Crystal Golem and Angelic Protector are 2 of the cards that are a lot better to spend to play on your opponent's turn while their gold is up than most of the other ones, because they can block a lot of the on-turn gold punishing blitz champions. So it's less risky to commit them. In this one, I'm offering up my Jungle Queen trade for their Crystal Golem, because if they want to trade, I'm fine with them not drawing 2 cards. If they don't want to trade, I'm happy not to take 7 damage. And that's largely what I expected, which is mainly why I did not use this card here. So I essentially would have just lost the card for very little value. It could protect me from certain mass board clears to make me more resilient to that, but I'm alright with not playing around those specifically. Alright. Ooh. So the question is, do I want to draw cards here or make my opponents suffer? My opponent's at 7, so... and they have a Demon Breach. Still, I think I want to do this. And we saw Guilt Demon and Demon Breach, right? Right. Hopefully they don't have a Soul Hunter, because that would be really bad. Alright. And I get to re-establish with my Kong. And using this could be worth it, especially in a random 30 game. Probably not, because that card is just really good, but alright. If in that situation, that's interesting. Using the using banishment there lets you reestablish your tempo, which is very important. But giving me a card is really dangerous. Like if you would have just like recalled your Demon Breach and played banishment on my turn, on your turn that is, you would have got the card, which may have been better, but it's hard to say because then I could have just reestablished on you potentially. I mean, it definitely could have been correct, especially since you do have a play here, but it definitely has risks associated with it. Alright, yep. Which is another reason, something I should have considered when I played my Sonic Assault, is I knew he had Guilt Demon, I think. So playing that there was fairly weak. For me. I think I want to try and draw into a better card right now. That's interesting. Well, let's start by doing this because I want to recycle, try and find something better. I think I want to keep trying to draw into something better here. I have a chump blocker if absolutely needed, as well as this card here in case Jungle Queen gets ambush value. I was very tempted to use this on the Jungle Queen, but using it on turn as opposed to off turn doesn't have too much difference. Alright, that's a really good card. Rampaging Worm, okay. And Rain of Fire. So maybe getting rid of that Jungle Queen would have been better overall. Because that extra draw 2 is really important. But we're not in horrible shape. Yeah, I'm willing to discard a card. I don't want to just burn one of my zeros. Because I don't want to play Burrowing Worm without a Jungle Queen of my own or a surprise attack. Alright. And this gives us an opportunity to cease fire. And then our Priestess gives us 3 health to counteract the damage we take. And Ceasefire is also obviously one of the absolute best cards to play on your opponent's turn while their gold is up. Because since I can't be attacked, that Rampaging Worm in hand can't punish me. And then we have this for our turn, probably. And then, yeah. So our opponent drew 2. Alright. So let's attack first, see what our opponent does. Yeah, Ceasefire is really strong. Especially in situations where there are multiple ones in a deck. Alright, so our opponent did not take the bait, which is smart. So I'm just going to board clear, and now I pass to them. I'll probably do this if they spend their gold. If they don't, that's fine. Because waiting for them to spend their gold means this is less susceptible to Medusa, surprise attack Kong, stuff like that. Surprise attack, alright. Alright. And then even without the recycle, a 5/5 airborne champion for 0 is still very strong. Especially since I would have had to discard if I hadn't played it. So at this point, with my opponent at 10 cards to my 18, you do really have to worry about potential board decking out, I mean. So you really want to play aggressively as opposed to defensively in this situation. But taking a free trade is generally pretty great, so I'll do that. And if my opponent wants to bounce or banish or transform my white dragon, my 0, that's not great for me, but it's not horrible for me either. A wither could be kind of annoying, because then I would give my opponent 7 counters, potentially. But at least my white dragon would be protected to start attacking my opponent. Excellent. And we know our opponent has Rampaging Worm in hand, so we want to be careful not to spend our gold first if we can avoid it. Thundaris. Alright. Well, like I said, I do want to try and get aggressive, so let's try and find a better card. We won't be using Priestess. We probably won't be using Army, so we'll recycle those. Army first to get the draw 2 first, just in case. Ooh. And Memory Spirit to take back Brave Squire is quite nice. So we have this card for our turn, but we'll try and draw our opponent's gold out first. Okay, that's hard. Alright. And my opponent does get to recycle. Which, even if you're going for a draw-out victory, you generally want to recycle, generally. Especially when the deck totals are not close. So my opponent is very far ahead. They're 8 cards ahead of me, so I can't really surpass them anytime soon. Cage full as well, okay. So normally I wouldn't be very scared of Thundaris, but because it can be bounced, broken, or transformed without it really giving much value. But being able to play that while my gold is down means I have one less opportunity to remove it before it's an issue. Yeah, Brave Squire is an absolutely incredible card, though. It can make so many amazing trades for you. Very highly valuable. When I first started playing the game, I loved it because it did so many great things for me. And then later, as expansions came out, I just started seeing it less and drafting it less and forgetting about how powerful it actually was. So it dropped on my tier lists. And then I started playing with it again in core only, and it reminded me just how powerful it truly can be. Okay, no problem. I guess in the meantime, I'll just grab something real quick and be right back. So, take your time. Alright. So let's go for it. We only get severely punished by exactly Inheritance of the Meek, since that would remove all of our champions, except for our human token, and Thundarus would live through it. A Break All wouldn't be horrible for us, because it removes his Thundarus. Wave of Transformation wouldn't be terrible for us, because we get more wolves. And we're attacking... Alright. So there goes 8 of our damage, but we might still be able to make it through. We currently have 12 damage in the air, so hopefully that is able to get us there. Because our opponent knows we have Brave Squire in hand. Ouch! Okay, that was devastating. And I think we knew about that Rain of Fire too from the Raging T-Rex, but we just weren't paying attention. Alright. Well played. We are in some trouble. Okay. So our opponent has 25 damage showing, 20 of which can get through without us being able to block it with what we have in play. Let's go through and check to make sure we remember all the cards our opponent showed us, which is a very important part of Epic, is remembering the cards that you've seen, which is usually important to write it down when you're playing in person or just leave them face up to make it a little bit easier on you. Worm, right. Alright. I feel like we're doing this no matter what, so let's play around. Yeah, let's play around the potential to burn. We know our opponent has a Rampaging Worm, but we have a human token. Okay. Alright. Well played. Yeah, there wasn't anything we could have done differently at that point. Playing the Frost Giant definitely did not help us at all. But I'm not sure how we could have played it that much differently. So good game. I would definitely say the biggest mistakes in that game were on my end. Not playing around the Rain of Fire, and I think there was one other card I didn't play around that I saw. I'm not positive what it was. Not vital missioning the Jungle Queen might have been a mistake for me. The banishment play seemed to be fine for the course of the game. And that's the only questionable play I remember specifically. Did you have any? Correct. Brave Squire would have basically. I could have used my Brave Squire and my. Oh, yes, I could have Brave Squired my White Dragon before the Rain of Fire that I knew was there happened, which would have got you down to 7, but I didn't have the damage in hand to finish you off. So a better line I could have taken would have been to attack first and then potentially feint and or use Brave Squire, but I think in the end that Rain of Fire would have still blown me out, even if it just killed 2 of my guys. Because I just didn't have an answer to your Thundaris plus White Dragon. Yeah. But yeah, well played. I don't think there's anything I could have done better after the Frost Giant play, because I don't think Brave Squiring one of those would have been enough. But yeah. If anyone in stream would like to play some more, either a rematch or a new game, feel free to join. Oof, Sonic Assault. Okay. In the meantime, I'll just be taking my turns against CJ Agoe. The reason I discarded the cards I did is I wanted an off-turn play with my Noble Unicorn. Corpse Taker was the only card I had in hand that could have removed the Sonic Assault permanently. And Winter Fairy is great for drawing, but having an off-turn play is really powerful as well. But this game is not looking good for us right now. Playing the Winter Fairy would have been better than the Pack Alpha there because of Sonic Assault, but we had no way of knowing Sonic Assault was in hand, so... Right, this is that one. Alright. What's this? Yeah, Thundarus can be a lot stronger in random 30. There's multiple reasons why. Thundarus is really powerful if unanswered because it puts your opponent on a 3-turn clock, where if they do nothing, they die. And removal that works on it is limited by the fact that no single target damage removal can remove it, and banishment effects can't remove it. So that makes it harder to get rid of. And in random 30, you don't have any control over what's in your deck, so you can't prioritize taking bounce or other powerful effects. So Thundarus, when your opponent's gold is down, can be quite strong. But playing it when your opponent's gold is up, or in Constructed or Dark Draft, where your opponent probably has an answer, makes it less strong. But, that being said, I have seen Thundarus carry out plenty of games on its back when your opponent just doesn't have the answer. Interesting. My opponent returned my Worm Hatchling instead of my Pack Alpha that can make more wolves. Alright, that was a pretty bad draw. We really need to draw 2, because our opponent will almost certainly be playing a Drain Essence, Sonic Assault on us. I think that's almost certainly why they played their Sea Titan, in addition to having a great blocker. But yeah, Thundarus plus White Dragon was really powerful there. And if you are running a deck with like Vital Mission on Thundarus is really strong. It's a gain 10, draw 2. But both Thundarus and Vital Mission can be fairly weak by themselves. So it's an interesting position. I did recently lose to a constructed deck that had multiple Thundaruses and Vital Missions, because all of my removal was banishment based. So in my hand I had double Divine Judgment, double Inheritance of the Meek, which just couldn't do anything. So I still don't really like the card, but it definitely can do work. And yeah, this is the game that I wanted to banishment the Pack Alpha to get back my inner peace. Ah, it has stopped hitting that. Whatever. Alright, let's make some more wolves. And let's pass and hope our opponent does not play their, what's it called? Sonic Assault. There it is. Alright. Well, I guess we get aggressive here. Play our Worm Hatchling and our Forked Lightning. Getting rid of that. We're definitely hitting face. And I think I want to kill off... no, I'll kill off the Pegasus. That's definitely the bigger threat in the long term. And then let's attack with our Wolves. If Sea Titan blocks, we can attack with Noble Unicorn. He just went to his turn, alright. So I think I'm just going to erase the Time Walker. Alright, hopefully we get another Sage card so I can play Juggernaut. Otherwise I'll just play Cave Troll. And then we still have about an hour left in this session of the stream. If anyone in chat would like to play, otherwise I will continue these games with CJ Agoe. Alright. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have a board clear here. If they don't, we're not in horrible position. If they do, we are in terrible position. Oh, that's strange. Whatever. Looks like it just joined me into a game I didn't try and join, but... oh well. Alright, yeah, let's just play Cave Troll and pass. I guess I could have played my Infernal Gatekeeper. I wasn't thinking that clearly. Although my opponent not spending their gold might be better than them drawing 2 with me establishing an Infernal Gatekeeper. Because Thought Plucker. Alright, it's looking like we might be getting board cleared if my opponent's attacking. Alright, so they drew 2. I will play Infernal Gatekeeper to establish now. So Infernal Gatekeeper is an establishing champion as well, because even if you just break Infernal Gatekeeper or banish or whatever, remove it, I still got a demon for playing it, at minimum. Unless of course I got board clear, but a board clear removes all their progress as well. Okay, that's not bad. Because we can chump block those two guys forever with our two wolves and pack alpha, so we're not in a terrible position if that's all my opponent has here. Alright, let's see. Rampaging Worm is fine. I'll block with Cave Troll. I could block with Infernal Gatekeeper as well. I could block with everything in case of Rage. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get rid of it. If they have Rage, then they trade for everything, which is good for them, but I get to play Thought Plucker, and yeah. Although I could Wolf Companion and save one of them, which would probably be worth it if they Rage. I could also just play Thought Plucker and Wolf Companion that and use it as a blocker against the wolf, but that's not worth the risk. Alright, I'll attack with all but my wolves. These two wolves probably, assuming my opponent spends their gold, just chip them down. Alright, so let's see here. In this game, yep, we already know what our plan is here. It's a lot easier when you have no cards in hand, essentially. And we're just burning through this game so I can concede, since we had a lot of auto picks between the two of us. Ceasefire, okay. I'm just going to save my Medusa because I have no reason to play it right now. I'll ambush it in at the end of the turn, probably. And then this was our other game. Just waiting on that. I'm going to try and find another game. Someone that'll actually take their turns at a bit quicker pace. To try and find a real-time 30. Ooh, did we find someone? No, not yet. I'll just play Thought Plucker. Alright. Oh, let's try and find a dual random 30. Okay, he took his turn. But us not spending our gold for 2 turns in a row is obviously very bad. Our opponent got rid of Unquenchable Thirst, so they probably have an answer to the Thought Plucker. I'm just going to give it +2/+2 and see what happens. In case that's like a Force Mage Apprentice in their hand. So using Wolf Companion there is specifically to play around Force Mage Apprentice. It also survives Flash Fire now. Since my opponent got rid of an Unquenchable Thirst that could have been used to break my Thought Plucker, I assume they have a different card they can use, so I want to make it more awkward for them, if possible. Well, we've almost gotten through our auto-pick draft with jazzbjorn, so we should be able to resign that soon. It's looking like our Wolf Companion play might actually be worthwhile. We'll see. Ooh, Gold Dragon sucks for us. Alright, this should be the last pick before I can resign. Or concede. There we go. And they did have the Force Mage Apprentice. And we have a Fireball to kill off the Force Mage Apprentice from the top. Excellent. That Wolf Companion play. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's reading your opponent. Seeing as how they were willing to discard answer to Thought Plucker, it's fairly obvious that they had another answer to Thought Plucker. So we played around 2 of those answers, and we were rewarded. Ah, turn, okay. You will not get hit for the turn. And I think I just want to play Inner Peace, because I don't want him to be able to break it, and I want to save Final Task for off turn. And I could just recall Wolf Companion, that's super weak. I'd much rather just inner peace now and recall Wolf Companion next turn if I don't have a better use of it. Using my gold. No. Yeah, I'll recall Wolf Companion, get a wolf, block, use Wolf Companion, break both his wolves. And then I'm probably going to be final tasking my Thought Plucker on my turn. After attacking with Cave Troll. Ooh, well, my opponent's at 41 health, so it probably won't be enough, but I can at least use that to break the, excuse me, Gold Dragon. So attack with Medusa first, just in case of, well, I guess I could have attacked with Medusa plus Wolf in case of Ice Drake, but meh. Got back Rampaging Worm, alright. I guess I don't want to attack with Cave Troll then. Maybe I just Vital Mission the Blue Dragon this turn, but that seems weak. Let's go for it. Hope they don't have an off-turn blue card to play. Alright. Get that damage in. Alright. And since this won't kill my opponent, let's get rid of that Gold Dragon now before they can get Brave Squired or Angel of Mercy, etc. Even if it does show that literally the only two choices I can make this turn are whether or not I block with my wolf tokens, which I will. Alright. Yeah. Pretty good. So in this game against CJ Agoi, I'm getting rid of my opponent's entire hand, while in the other game, my opponent got rid of my entire hand. Karmic Justice. Ooh, alright, we lose. Yeah. Got down to no cards in hand and had no draws, so. Alright. Now, I think I will attack with Cave Troll, since my opponent has literally no hand. Alright. And I'll probably just Vital Mission the Blue Dragon this turn. Yep. Because we know we can't get punished by exactly Rampaging Worm. Because Rampaging Worm is in the discard pile and Corpse Shaker is in play. And we do have a hasty retreat if we did anyway. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. We're going to play our Juggernaut. Oh, it blocks my Cave Troll, so that is something. And no reason to attack with Cave Troll because it gets blocked by Ice Strike. It's a real-time game, so they won't let you exit out of it currently. So we're just gonna close Epic and restart. Alright, I think I'm just going to call this session, well, yeah. I'm going to call this session a bit early, since it seems we've run out of challenges. So, for anyone who's still here, thanks for watching. I enjoyed streaming for you. And I'll be back on at 3 p.m. Central Time today. Have a nice one.